If you're a musician who uses traditional black and white notation or tablature, then you are seriously limiting yourself. Because these systems don't clearly illustrate musical patterns, so you don't gain real insight into songs. Which is why my friend Jake developed a new tool to colorize both music notation and guitar tab, so you gain X-ray vision into any song. So here we'll show you how it works, first with music notation, and then with guitar tab, and you will never see music the same way again. So starting with standard notation, I think this notation tool is the first step in Renaissance 2.0 in a real way, where it's not just a flowering of human expression, but human creativity. I know that sounds grandiose, but this is awesome, and I'm super excited about this tool. You're making music accessible to a lot of people who otherwise wouldn't have access to music. So Jake, let's talk about this color notation tool. So what we're talking about here is a color notation tool that you have created that turns traditional black and white notation into color music notation to be able to see, like with X-ray vision, the notes, the relationships between the notes, and brings any song to life. Before we jump in, do you think it makes sense to do a quick intro to what your journey is with music theory?
Sure.
Okay.
The journey's really short. I've always wanted to be able to play guitar and keyboard. It just never really clicked for me until about 14 months ago. One of your videos came up and it all made sense. Went ahead, got the stickers, just been playing ever since. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So let's look at the tool, I guess, before we get into the weeds of it. And then we can talk more about, the process and how we envision it could be used by members of our community here. It is really slick, actually. So we're going to do a song example, Keen, Everybody's Changing. This is a free text field where I can just enter in really anything, and it's optional. And then I'm going to choose the file. This is an MXL file, which is a music XML file. I'm going to hit render, and it's going to go through the render process. And while it's rendering, it is turning black and white notation into intelligible color notation, where we can look at the song with the kind of X-ray vision. This is already an amazing song. If you don't know Keen's Everybody's Changing, it's awesome, but to actually see it and see how the notes were composed to create this is awesome. So there's a first page preview just to kind of get a feel for what it looks like. It's actually 4 pages. So all 4 pages are already turned into a PDF, which is excellent. So I'm going to download the PDF, pull that up, and I can save this, I can print this, and it's the full score in color notation. And now looking at guitar tab.
The notation tool, the main inputs are the compressed music XML file, the plain music XML file, and the MEI file. However, there's a lot of scores out there in Guitar Pro files. So let's say you want to get a Guitar Pro file. A good source for that is Songster, which we have up here already. So kind of pick out what song you want to do. In this case, we got Cherry Color Funk. So once you have that up, you can go to More, and then from here, you'll export it out as a Guitar Pro file. So once you have your Guitar Pro file, now you got to convert it to a Music XML file. So what I found was MuseScore Studio is a great tool for that. First thing you do is you go to musescore.org. You download the Muse Hub tool. This is a great place for anything MuseScore related. It's like a central hub in order for you to download or install their tools. So once you have Muse Hub, all I do is I just looked up MuseScore Studio. That'll come up, and then you can just click on it. If you don't have it installed yet, you'll be prompted to be able to install it. I already have it installed, so we'll just go ahead and launch it. Once you got MuseScore Studio up, let's go ahead and open our guitar profile. So we're not seeing the actual tabs. We're seeing the traditional music notation. So first thing I've been doing, let's say I only care about rhythm guitar. All this other stuff I want to get rid of. You have these eyeball icons. Just click on that to hide it. I go ahead and just hide all these. So now all we have is the rhythm guitar section showed.
Yeah, that's cool.
And hit the drop down for that. And we've got the treble clef. And what I first want to do is add a linked staff to this. So you hit the gear and you click on create a link staff. And as you see, all it did was double it, because currently that link staff, the staff type is standard. So what I can do then is say, I want you to make this staff the tab 6-string full, aka 6-string guitar. And there you go. Now the link staff is in the tab format that we expect. Just keeping it simple, that's what I've been doing. We now have our treble clef staff, the original staff, and then also we added the link staff with the 6-string guitar. And what we'll do is we'll go to File, Export, and then you'll be prompted with format. In this case, we want to select Music XML. There's a ton of other formats out there, but we're going to go with Music XML for the notation tool. And then we want to unselect main score and just do the rhythm guitar. So we'll click on export and save that out. Go ahead and overwrite it. Once you have your guitar profile that's been converted to the Music XML file, we can go to the ColorMusic Notation tool, choose our file, select the one we just created, Cherry Colored Funk, add the title there. There we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. It's just kind of awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you just quickly visualize like, oh, I can tell what chord that is. And then download it if you want and play.
So the updates that you've been adding are amazing, and it's a clean process, and I'm really excited about the guitar tab. There's really nothing stopping someone from jumping in. So Jake, this is the process that you've created. It's super slick to be able to go from nothing to a ColorMusic PDF, which is awesome. So let's look at the other tabs and walk through what else is on this site here.
Sounds good.
So here is the render page. It's easy to do. Also, the FAQ gets into a variety of questions where you can find songs in a Music XML format. The examples I've used are really from MuseScore, has kind of been the main source for the examples that I've pulled. And those are already created songs. But the idea is that you could create your own original music in MuseScore, in SoundSlice, or any other tool that can output these formats. On the site, there's also this About tab, which covers some information about you. And I want to point out this Buy Me a Coffee. Everyone, please click on this and buy Jake a coffee, because this is, like I say, a really big deal for music theory, for creativity, and for music as a whole. So definitely check that out, because Jake has created something amazing. Rolling this out to the community, as an initial phase to get the community members' input and feedback. What are your thoughts on that? What are some things that you would hope to see with their use of it to make this tool, work for them?
Yeah, there's a couple things. So first, just verifying that the output looks good. If you see any rendering that looks off, let us know. The best way for any of this is to be able to send us the file, because then we can push it through and see what's going on there. So that's first thing. Just make sure the output's looking decent. Making sure that it's correct, the actual notes that it's showing you, just verifying that. Yeah. I think we've done our own exhaustive checking between the two of us, but you never know. There's plenty of songs out there, so
yeah, exactly.
That. Also, we tried to build in some decent error catching and error tracking. So if you push a song or a score through and it bombs on you, that's another one where if you can let us know, that'd be great. We also have our own error tracking going on behind the scenes. We're kind of creating some dashboards behind that, so we'll know if you error out. And then we'll try to do our best to check that as well.
Yeah, and having I came across one that it kind of choked on it a little bit, and so I shared that file with you, the MXL file, for people to do the same. I'll include an email link in the notes so that people can share that, and it can help in troubleshooting.
Cool. Yeah, that was Shania Twain. She took us out. So
yeah. I don't know that I want to publicize that I was trying to transcribe a song by Shania Twain.
I'm all about Kelly Clarkson, so it's all good, dude.
All right, cool. All right,
she's all my gym muse. So
right on. Yeah. That's good stuff. So I can see how this is going to be really cool. So I'm excited for the community to start using this, for us as a community to bite our teeth into this and play around with it. And the feedback is going to be really helpful to, incorporate anything that you see. And this is going to be awesome.
Nice.